APRA AMCOS has put together a series of one-day events across regional New South Wales called the Regional Sessions that will feature keynote speakers, workshops, panel discussions and more for emerging songwriters, producers and composers. The Newcastle leg of this series will feature the likes of Jenny Morris, Travis Collins, Willaris and the incredible Becca Hatch. Here's our chat with Becca Hatch about Newcastle's regional session on the 22nd of February and her own experience with songwriting. How are you feeling about the regional sessions?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. APRA's done so much awesome things for me as a songwriter in my life. So yeah, I feel like it's gonna be awesome to be on the other side, kind of helping younger creatives. I remember when Thelma Plum came to my school and was teaching songwriting, and I still feel like that was something that I still remember and had a big impact on me when I first started out. So I'm yeah, hopefully I can do that for someone else.
Yeah, absolutely. And have you had the chance to talk on a panel before or do anything like that?
Yeah, I've spoken on panels before. I don't know if it's ever been about something like songwriting though. It's always been about diversity or heaps of different things, you know what I mean, about the industry, but not specifically on songwriting, which is kind of cool as well.
Yeah. Well, look, I do want to ask you about songwriting, even though we're here to make everyone come along on the 22nd of February. What does your songwriting process look like? Oh my gosh.
I would say oh sorry, I have my dog here because he's gonna run around and bark look at him.
It's so cute.
He's so stupid.
So cute.
My songwriting process is just me getting distracted by this dog trying to freaking be Pammy. No, yeah, but I guess my songwriting process, I usually like to start with either guitar or piano chords. I always like working with other people. I find it a lot easier to write when someone else is producing and we're kind of working together. But yeah, I don't know. And then I usually am very melody driven. I'll come up with melodies and then the melodies kind of sound like words and then it kind of I just kind of feel you go to a place and just let the story unfold and yeah, I guess that's how I normally write when I'm by myself at least. But yeah, I also love working with collaborators and other top liners. It's so much fun. When you have your idea and someone else who's also a really awesome songwriter, kind of bring ideas that maybe you wouldn't normally think about. You know what I mean? I would never write this kind of way, but it's really cool that we're also able to explore how that sounds together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always make something fun. So
yeah. And do you normally writing in first person or where do you draw inspiration from?
I usually write in first person, but I do I literally actually wrote a song yesterday that was in third person, but also still talking about myself in a way. That was yeah, I usually feel that's kind of where I go to. I don't know if that's always the best way to do things, but yeah, I guess inspiration for me, it's I like to write about things I'm going through because I find music to be something that's almost therapeutic. It's like I'm going to my journal and I'm telling all these stories about, oh my God, this person said this, and you know what I mean? And I can't believe this happened in song form, and I can listen back to it and have a little dance or something. So yeah, I find it a lot easier because when you're writing from your own experience, the idea and the story is so strong, you know the direction because you know what you've been through. But I also feel there's only so much life experience you can have sometimes, and maybe if your life is going through a moment where it's a bit stagnant, I also like to try and just make up scenarios or things that maybe write about something my friend's going through or you know what I mean, draw inspiration from other things like a movie or something, and you know what I mean, putting yourself in that person's shoes, I guess. So yeah.
You've shared your debut EP in August of last year. What's it been like since having it out in the world and getting to share it with everyone?
Yeah, it's been awesome. That has been yeah, long time in the making. Like just I went in about like a year ago, I think. Like now it would have been like a year, maybe even more than that. I actually went to a regional town. I went to Castlemaine. I don't know if you like know what that is, but in Victoria, kind
Yeah.
of yeah, I went to like this regional place and I like locked in for like a week and then spent like the rest of that month like just writing songs and like allowing myself to not that I'm like being distracted, but like to not let other things kind of like deter me away from like just writing and like you know what I mean, like locking in. So yeah, no, it was really awesome to like have all that work finally out. Yeah, it always is like a weird feeling when you like have these things that are so personal to you and then like you're sharing it with everyone else. It's like I'm like everyone knows what's going on now, but it's not like you know what I mean. So I feel like sometimes music can be like a very personal thing. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, totally. So cute. What is your puppy's name, by the way?
Rocco.
Rocco.
He, he's actually a cavoodle, which like doesn't look like a cavoodle. He's like got straight hair.
He's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love his little studded collar.
Yeah, he's like a little bit alternative, you know.
Yes. So cute. But going back to your EP, like especially when it's your debut, I'm sure it would have been a lot of pressure, like to kind of be able to sum up like who you are or even just make that first impression, you know. What were you visualizing before you went into the studio?
Before I went into the studio, like I think I've made like I swear to God, like 5 EPs of
Yeah.
like over this is me talking from like when I first started songwriting all the way until that project. And it took me about that many like batches of music to be like, I feel like this is somewhere closer to like who I am, if that makes sense. Like exploring different sounds. Before I went in, I like a lot of my music that I originated from and like just things I grew up listening to was always like R&B and like soul. I feel like that has just always been like something that's natural to me. But I like went in, I was like, oh, I really feel like dance music has been something that's like fun for me. And like when I play shows, it's always the dance songs that are like so much fun. And like, I don't know, I was going out a lot and being around people and like dance music became something that felt almost like communal. It's like everyone's like when the beat comes in, it's like everyone's dancing together. It's like kind of brings people together in a way. And like I kind of, yeah, when I went, I was like, oh, I feel like this is music that's really exciting to me, bringing me joy. And like, I know it might be different, but it would be like cool to like kind of combine the two things that I like really love. Um, so yeah, that was kind of the idea I went in with, and then kind of just like let it happen. I don't really like to like when I go into sessions, I really like to see an idea out and like even if it's something that I maybe would never put out, I love to just like I feel like I need to like write the full song through and like just be like, oh, this is like a good vibe. Maybe it's not for me, or maybe it's like supposed to be in a different way. But yeah, I don't know. So I guess like I kind of went in with that idea and it just turned into like what it ended up being. So yeah.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. And I feel like a common misconception about dance music is that, you know, it can be kind of vague or, you know, not very personal, but it's so not true. Like personally, when I'm listening to dance music, I often, you know, am able to really identify and see myself. And it's like you get to have that connection and be like, hey, someone else is going through exactly what I am right now, you know?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And before that project, I was like definitely going through a lot. And then I just like was like, this is my moment to just lay everything out. Like definitely like a journal moment. Just like saying everything that you like, I don't know, just getting things off your chest and being like, okay, like it's out there in the universe now and like can let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so are there any people out there or musicians, artists that you would really love to work with?
I am a big fan of Morat. Like I would love to like do something with Morat. Um, I don't know, like I'm a big fan of Zion Garcia, like he's a good friend of mine. Been like, yeah, I don't know, just been watching him like grow. It would be really sick to do something. And I don't know, I feel like in terms of collaboration, like I would love to do something with someone who's just like so far away from like some like where I am and like I don't know if this makes sense, but like creatively someone who maybe makes more like alternative rock or something. Like it would be
Yeah.
sick to like, you know what I mean? Get in with someone who has like completely different just creative process, because I feel like that's how you grow. So yeah, I don't know. Anyone,
Yes.
anyone that wants to make music.
And look, before I let you go, I'd love to know, what do you see yourself bringing to the regional sessions?
Yeah, well, I guess I am 24 now. I've been writing songs since I was about 16. So I guess for me, like if there's any young artists or songwriters there, I can like really, really understand what it's like to be a young songwriter. Um, and I guess I can kind of share my knowledge, or as much as I can, to like help give you like the tools to put yourself in like the best position.
Mm.
Yeah, as you like grow into like the most amazing songwriter you can be. Because yeah, it's so interesting. Like when I listen to like old songs when I was like 16, and just the like journey I've been on, and yeah, I just like am there for any questions anyone who wants to know or anything. I really hope, yeah, I can help guide you the best I can.
Yes, you're going to be an absolutely brilliant mentor, and I can't wait to have you here. Thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Oh yeah, thank you for having me. I'm so excited. It's gonna be sick.